Hi, folks. This is Elgin, Subway Surfer Bowling, your creative caricature marketing consultant. Yay! Continuing on with this whole thing about the voice, I think I'll stay on that for a couple of episodes because I feel inspired. The wife won't be home for hours. She's not going to interrupt this video. And man, I just got over a cold that I had for at least 3 weeks. You were there because I did the video on why I hate Enter the Dragon. So you can view those videos. They're a great series if you're a martial artist, enthusiast, aficionado. If you love Bruce Lee, you're going to love my critique on Enter the Dragon. But I am sick as a dog on those videos, and somebody wrote in to really complain about that. But I wanted to do live videos, and I wanted you to have something interesting to look at. But I digress. We're talking about cartoons and vocalizing. Ha! Here's one advantage to vocalizing. That tremendous run-on sentence that I did that in one breath. I did it without taking a breath, and you understood every word. I'm doing that for dramatic effect. Vocalizing teaches you how to control your breath. It teaches you how to breathe properly, which most people breathe wrong. You're supposed to breathe from your belly like a baby does, not from your chest like your gym teacher told you. At least they're a little smarter now, but when I was a kid, they would say, breathe deeply, and even my doctors, breathe, and I'd breathe from my diaphragm. They say, no, breathe from your, breathe like this. And I'd have to correct the doctor and say, that's the wrong way to breathe. But that's another story. I have so many stories in me that they all just come spilling out through word association. So I'll try not to digress. So vocal exercises help in developing characters' voices. As I mentioned in the last video, what I liked about the cartoons of the 1960s, unlike some of the cartoons that I hear today, because it's an auditory thing, the voices are not interesting to listen to. They're not comical enough. They somehow don't seem to fit the characters. It seems like the animators today are more interested in telling an educational story for kids than really making the voices interesting. And when they do the voices, they kind of sound the same. There's no distinction. Whereas in our day, Yogi Bear did not sound like Huckleberry Hound, and Huckleberry Hound did not sound like Ricochet Rabbit. Distinction, but how do you develop that? Well, through vocal training. 3 things will happen if you take up vocal training. And you can start with some great vocal coaches here on YouTube. Eric Arsenal being one of them. You know, there are plenty that I could name. Maybe I'll make a list, of some of them, and I'll just give them free publicity on the next one. I'm not getting paid by Eric, incidentally. He doesn't know about this, but he'll find out when he Googles his name. Anyway, so in order to make your voice interesting, vocal training helps with that tremendously, because they've got the vocal training to train different parts of your voice to reach certain notes, have the strangest sounds will come out of you that you can use as an animator, especially voicing your own cartoons. Think about it. You're an animator, or even just a storyteller where you tell your stories and with still pictures, and you want to do a voice. You need a voice. Instead of going on Fiverr and getting a voice actor, you can actually do some of these yourself after doing voice training and finding out to your delight, and you will be delighted to find out what your voice is really capable of. But here are a few exercises just to get you started. Okay, this is an exercise that deals with chord compression. I won't go into how important that is to a vocalist, but trust me, it is very important. And it's the B exercise. B. Okay? It's BUH, BUH, BUH. And it goes something like this. And what you want to do, you want to use your lower register, no matter if you're a tenor or a soprano or whatever you are, you want to make your voice as deep as possible. Okay? And that's in your lower register. And you want to go buh 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 buh. You want to make it seem like you're crying, like buh 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 buh. I know it's ridiculous. Buh 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 buh. You want to push that out. The last one. Buh 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 buh. Now you say, what the heck does that have to do with making a voice? Well, buh 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 turns into, hi SpongeBob, it's me, your idiot friend. Now I know that doesn't sound exactly like Patrick, but that's the beauty of it. It sounds like your particular voice, making a Patrick voice, which the fans know you don't sound like Patrick. But let's say you had a really dumb character. You after doing this exercise a couple of times, buh 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 buh. After doing the buh buh exercise, really loud, really exaggerated, really compressed, your character could say something like, gee, I don't know how much 2 plus 2 is. A couple? See what I mean? Just using the crazy buh 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 voice. Try that. Okay. Another exercise to do is nay, nay, nay. Now, nay, nay, nay works on your upper register. If you do it correctly, you'll feel it around your nasal cavity. The exercise in vocal training is designed to open up your head voice, get you used to using what they call, I believe it's called the pharyngeal area, so that you can seamlessly sing higher, easier, okay? So you just go, nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. That's how it's like, nay. Like a little, pretend you're a little kid and you're making fun of somebody, nah, 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 nah. I'm sure you know how to do it. I'm sure you've done it as a kid. It's that same quality, but you make it really as nasal as you can, and you do your nay-nays. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, nay, nay. How do you use this in animation? Yeah, you're really stupid. I've used this one. Hey. I can't think of anything funny to say. Why the chicken crust around? Huh? I've used that on plenty of my videos. In fact, in my recent zombie video, that's it. You check it out on my channel here. On a recent zombie video, it's the voice that the wife zombie has when she's always talking to her husband. It's that exact voice, that exact nasal quality. And I came up with it one night while I was listening to myself going, nye, 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 nye. Hi, honey. Nye, 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 nye. And I said, yeah, that's what a wife would sound out. That's what we hear, incidentally, women, when you are nagging us. Your voice just kind of phases out, and all we hear is, nye, 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 nye. I think I might have just given somebody a idea for an animation. You have my permission. Use it. Just give credit to where you found it. But yeah, that's 2 ways, using the buh-buh exercise and the nay-nay exercise creatively to, number 1, train your voice. Number 2, to get a new voice for animation. And number 3, there is no number 3. I thought in the course of saying 1, 2, 3, it sounded really cool and powerful, and I'd make up something. once I got to it, but I've got nothing. But you've got two things that it definitely does. So practice the buh with that cry at the end, the buh, like buh. Practice that. And the nay, 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 nay. Why don't you take out the garbage today? If you're such a man, how come you don't have a bigger paycheck, huh? Do that. This is Elgin Subway Surfer Bowling, your creative caricature consultant. Yay!